Hi guys, today I'm standing at one of the most unique B schools of the country. This college is called the Mecca of Marketing. जनरली जब आप MBA करते हो तो आपको जो स्पेशलाइजेशंस मिलते हैं वो मार्केटिंग का होता है, फाइनेंस का होता है, ऑपरेशंस का होता है, HR का होता है. बट प्रॉब्ली दिस इज द ओनली बी स्कूल इन इंडिया, द ओनली वेल नोन बी स्कूल इन इंडिया जो आपको मार्केटिंग में स्पेशलाइजेशन देता है. यहाँ पे आपको जो स्पेशलाइजेशंस मिलते हैं वो है एडवर्टाइजिंग एंड ब्रांड मैनेजमेंट, डेटा साइंस एंड एनालिटिक्स, sales and customer relationship management, digital communications, and media and entertainment. Hi guys.
Hi.
So I've heard a lot about the MICA batch, diversity in the batch. What is the level of discussions and output you have in the classroom when you have so much of diversity in the class?
So we see people coming from extremely diverse backgrounds, ranging from even dentists, physiotherapists, architecture students, all the way to our BBA and tech kids. So the inputs reflect exactly that. When we're discussing things in the classroom, we see really different perspectives coming up, and we thoroughly enjoy the process.
MICAT, the exam is very different. I think the most different of all MBA exams. Tell us, how can one apply for MICA? What are the exams that one is supposed to give? And when are the exams supposed to be held?
Firstly, have to appear for one of the following 3 exams. One is CAT, ZAT or GMAT.
Okay.
The second exam that you necessarily need to give is the MICAT exam. Now, the MICAT exam happens in 2 phases. The first MICAT will happen this year on 2nd of December and the second one will happen on 27th of January.
Okay, understood.
Now, a candidate can give either one MICAT or both the MICATs.
Okay.
And if they give both the MICATs, so the best of 2 will be considered.
Okay.
So that is the process of entering MICA.
Thank you. So you have 2 shots in a way after you take one of the main exams. Now coming to the MICAT exam, it in itself is very, very different from all other exams. The fact that it has a descriptive test, it has an objective test like all other exams, and it also has a psychometric test.
So I would say when it comes to the psychometric section, there's no particular thing that you can do to prepare for it. I would just advise that just be yourself while giving that section, because essentially it's around 30 minutes and you have 150 questions. So what is tested is your consistency of answering.
And you have to attempt all the questions in these?
Yes.
Okay, so you have to attempt 150 questions in 30 minutes. Okay, cool.
So once that is done, it is followed by the descriptive writing section. So essentially there are 4 questions when it comes to descriptive writing. You have to write some points for the topic, some points against the topic in another question. In a third question, you need to write merging the two, for and against. So you need to be very bang on with your thinking. You have to have a very open mind. Whatever topic you see, you need to be very adaptive on how you can apply your thinking. And the last question is that you're given a set of different pictures and you need to form a storyline.
Okay.
This is something which completely marries your creativity and your problem solving skills. So I think it would be very fun for anybody who attempts this.
Some great insights answered. MICA, if you guys do not know, is known as the School of Ideas. So of course, I mean, your ideas and creativity will be tested. How can one prepare for GK, and how is the level of quant maybe? Is it similar to CAT or it is different? If you could talk about that.
For static GK, I would usually just Google different portals and I would look up different GK capsules.
Makes sense.
I used to read newspapers such as Hindu and my local language newspapers. So that was more than enough for the GK.
मैं बहुत दूर से आया हूँ. मैंने सुना है यहाँ का नीच पराठा बहुत अच्छा है. वो लगा दो. और एक नींबू पानी भी लगा दो. मैं वहाँ बैठा हूँ. Guys, MICAT is just one part of the admission process. उसके बाद होता है GE and PI. Now we have all the folks who've cracked the process. So let us now talk to us about your GE experiences if you could. How was your GE experience?
We had to do everything in 30 minutes, like structuring your performances, like what all you are going to do in that 30 minutes. We had to draw icons for different education programs to educate politicians in India.
Wow.
So we made charts, then we made some origami, and then we presented it through a Nukkad Natak.
It's amazing to hear about this. Talk to us about the personal interview experience if you could. What are these elements that the college looks in its students?
So
strategic marketing is something that MICA is known for,
Okay.
and they look for exactly whether someone has that kind of bent of mind, whether they're creative but also logical and
Understood.
structured,
Yeah.
right? So I think they were testing exactly that whether you can think outside the box and also know how to leverage that in the problem solving you're doing,
Yeah.
the way you're answering your questions, things like that. And every B school I think looks for something that is
Leadership or yeah.
But MICA looks for a little bit more than that in terms of creativity.
Yeah, because it's a marketing B school.
Yeah.
Thank you for the answers. तो इसका आपको अगर आपको मार्केटिंग करना है तो आपको यहाँ ज़रूर अप्लाई करना चाहिए. इनका एग्ज़ाम होता है MICAT. तो जनरली देयर 2 MICATs. द एग्ज़ाम इज़ गोना हेल्ड ऑन द 2nd of December and 27th of January. दिस वीडियो इज़ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज इसमें मैं एक्चुअली यहाँ के डायरेक्टर से पूछूंगा कि एक्चुअली व्हाट इज़ बीइंग टेस्टेड व्हेन दे सेलेक्ट पीपल in the MICAT exam. The exam is also very very different. So it has a psychometric test, it has a descriptive test, and then it has an objective test. I'm going to also talk to the students कि उन्होंने कैसे एग्ज़ाम क्रैक किया, क्योंकि ये सिर्फ क्वांट और LRD इंग्लिश अच्छा कर लेने से you cannot get into this creative B school. And I'm going to of course talk to the director who will tell us कि उन्होंने जिन बच्चों को सेलेक्ट किया क्या देख के सेलेक्ट किया. So guys, we now have with us the man of MICA. He is the president and director of MICA, Mr. Shailendra Raj Mehta. I want to ask one very important question, and I'm sure everyone who takes MICAT wants to know this, and you would be the best person to answer this. Now, we all know MICA looks for people who are creative, but what do you actually look in from the exam? I mean, if someone is attempting the psychometric exam, of course he'll prepare for it because it's an examination.
So, but psychometric is a different thing altogether. In fact, you can't prepare for the psychometric exam. It's designed to measure who you are,
Okay.
not what you've prepared, right? So, essentially, basically, we're looking for creativity, of course, we're looking for analytical ability, we're looking for stability, all of those things.
Can you give some real life examples of group exercises that you gave, and maybe few that surprise you pleasantly?
So, the whole point of the group exercise is to do two things. One, to give you something that is totally unexpected, right? So, I'll give you an example. I think in this year's exam, this was there. Create a rap song. So, in that group, they have to figure out, first of all, how to identify the task, all the dimensions of the task, number one. Number two, distribute those tasks amongst different people. And then again, synthesize, bring them back. And that is why we are able to select people differently. And so, yeah.
You talked about creative and management both. I mean, of course, analytics being part of, in a way, management skills. Two questions here. First of all, how do you ensure a proper mix of that, being a management B school? Because you're not really a creative management B school. So how do you ensure that once people come in and once you have to prepare them to be better managers for the corporate world?
A lot of the courses that we offer are signature MICA courses that you will not find anywhere else. For example, imagining India. It's like thinking about India all over again. One in particular is common to all, which is our entrepreneurial immersion. So, while the students are here, not only do we teach them about entrepreneurship, but we also expect them to launch a business. Many students have the option of doing what we call My Impact, through which you actually learn how to deliver value to real clients for real projects that in many cases, can make a huge impact nationally or even globally.
Can you talk about, if you recall, a few MICA alumni now, MICA students who were earlier, who went on to become entrepreneurs? I'm sure they are creative entrepreneurs.
Varun Dua. So he's built a unicorn. It's a company called ACO. You can go and look it up. They're doing things quite differently. So you can see the secret MICA sauce here, right? Yeah. So ACO has reimagined, so to speak, the insurance industry.
Great.
And a MICAN has done that.
Great. So MICA is not only a creative college, which is also into management, it's also in Gujarat, which actually is the land of entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Thank you for these lovely answers, sir. I myself was looking for these when I was preparing for MICAT, and I'm sure the students are greatly helped by it. Thank you. So if you're a marketing buff like me, if you want to do an MBA in marketing, तो ये कॉलेज तो है जिसमें आपको ज़रूर अप्लाई करना है.